Hey Samara, good morning. Good morning, Natasha. Morning, Hope. Hello, Parvati. Buenos días, Wendy. I'm sorry, guys, that my hair looks really messy, but oh well, it's Sunday. My hair looks really messy, that's what I was noticing, but oh well, it's Sunday. And I'm on my special day, so I couldn't control it. Like, and I didn't have the patience to. Probably I will undo it and I will try to do one ponytail because it's bothering me. Like somehow it's bothering me. Like I'm a bit uncomfortable. Like I don't like it, but I probably will change it during the life because I'm not uncomfortable. I'm not comfortable. That's what it. How are you guys? Esta mañana fue muy cansada emocionalmente, jamás me había pasado esto de estar tan cerca de las personas, me ponía sensible. No sé si algo pasó esta semana en la astrología o por qué. Mm. Yes, it can be that. Actually, I do not like. I know, and I read actually. On Instagram that people that are astrologers and that they follow the movements in the sky, and the planets and everything, and they always like talk about the energies. The energies that we have available, just like when with the tarot. But sometimes except when the moon is in a Scorpio, I definitely can feel it. But The other ones I don't, I'm sorry, I don't pay much attention to astrological placements for how I'm feeling. I think that we are a lot of people and we are like, um, we, our whole birth chart, it's a world itself. So yes, some placements can affect you more than others. For example, if you are a moon in Cancer, every time the moon changes its phase, you are going to feel it. And everyone around you is going to notice your mood swings. So um, that's what I know. That's what I learned from dating a moon in Cancer person, that their mood is always like somehow subjected or tied to the moon phases, which is weird, but it does. But when I read those posts, like, oh, okay, because I don't know, Jupiter and Neptune are in this and this, and I'm like, I get really confused because I don't know, my Jupiter, my Jupiter is in Capricorn, um, and I also have it in the first house. So I will have to look how that specific placement of that day affects my birth chart. But that's why I don't follow what's going on in the skies. I prefer to take, I don't know, a tarot card, for example. But maybe it's because it's the tool that I use, so I'm more comfortable with pulling a card for myself than actually reading, I don't know, Capricorn's horoscope. That I don't believe in horoscopes. I don't believe in horoscopes. Like, those posts that they tell you, oh, you are a Sagittarius. Well, on this week you are going to go through this and this. I don't follow. I don't trust those. But some people do, and some people actually find it very accurate. So astrology is complex, and the more you know, the more differences you have. You know. Hi, Spirit. Good morning. And if you saw the title of my live, that it's moth mentality, we're going to pull a card for that subject so we can discuss that. How can one horoscope be applicable to so many people? Yes, not possible, exactly. Sometimes people do find it accurate, but it also depends on how much you know yourself. That's one of the things that I always encourage people to know and differentiate yourself. That's why my life is called moth mentality. Because actually moth mentality is more about following something very blindly, and actually like being able to actually cause a lot of impact, whether it's negative or positive, because you follow a certain belief or a certain paradigm, or something. You are devoted to something. So sometimes you do have to question why you believe what you believe, and especially if it's influenced by others, like for example, we were mentioning like horoscope. There are people that they follow horoscope forever, and when we didn't have the internet, we had magazines that talked about it. And there are people that take it, that they take it and they are like, oh, this is so me. This is going to happen to me, and but that's also, it's like, is it about you, or are you trying to make it being about you? Because somehow you don't know yourself that much, so you cannot differentiate between a general message and something that it's more unique or individual. That's why in my Spanish TikTok I always pull a card of the day, and I just pull it. I just do I spread the cards. I pull one and I share the meaning. So the message is for anyone who wants to take it, and for the person that is not, oh, this doesn't apply to me, great, move on. But it's just me pulling one card. Sometimes it can resonate, sometimes maybe not, and it's okay. That there are some people that get really anxious, about, oh my God, look what that card said to me. You pull a card and you said this about it, and I'm thinking about how can this be about me, and maybe it's not about you. Maybe it's just general, maybe it's not meant for you. So let's pull one card for mob mentality, that it's the subject of today. Oh, sorry guys, my allergies. um King of Cups. And I think that actually this card is very fitting, because to the concept of mob mentality, because hi Hilal, thank you for being here. No, I'm just starting. We were talking about the title of my life, that is mob mentality, so I pulled one card so we can open discussion about this. And I think that this card actually makes a lot of sense, the King of Cups, for the mob mentality. Because somehow people that join the mob mentality, or they join a mob, or they join a group, or they join a system of beliefs, they do it from a place of emotions. They pour their whole waters, their whole sentiment, the whole emotional nature into that. Especially because when you are part of a mob, or when you are part of a group, you somehow feel like you are accepted, that you are welcome, that somehow you are like integrating yourself into a group, an association, people that are supposed to believe in the things that you believe. And that also for you, it somehow, they know how to get to you from an emotional level. So you are very emotional. So if somehow you become an irrational person, and you start like attacking people because of your beliefs, or because of, I don't know, the leader of that group, or someone told you to do something, to react somehow, or they like tell you, oh, okay, the outsiders are the enemy and we are the good guys, somehow, because you are so emotionally attached to the identity of the mob or of the group, you don't see that maybe there's a bit of manipulation in there, and that they are using your emotions against you. Some people really join, or they adapt themselves. This is why this is water element, because the water is, it's flexible. The water moves, the water adapts, the water changes its form. So this is how we are when we feel emotional. We adapt our own selves into what the group that we belong to, or the sometimes we don't see it, but we change, we adapt to what they promote. So if they are promoting violence, or if they are promoting like being like aggressive towards people that think differently, we don't see it. We see it as, okay, I have to protect, I have to defend, because this is my love language. I have to defend the people that I love. And if we think about K-pop or K-pop fandoms, the word protect, the word I must protect, this idol must be protected, it's very King of Cups. It's very from this sort of motherly vibe where you're like, I have to protect my favorite group, or I have to, because they are like so fragile, or they are so, hello Thais, or they are so like helpless, and they don't know things, and they are just naive, they are just like, they don't know, so I have to protect them because I represent them, or I am their warrior, or and this is when the fan wars start, because they don't realize where they are being pushed to, or lead to. They just follow, because they are being guided by their emotions. So if you love something that much, or if you admire something that much, and you are putting all your heart, all your emotions, all your sentiments, all your fears as well, all your fears and insecurities, you somehow are going to go wherever they tell you to go. So if they tell you, I don't know, to make 1,000 accounts to attack someone, you will do it, and you will think very blankly that you do it from a place of love, that you do it because you love who you are protecting, but instead you're spreading hate. Because this is something about emotions. Emotions tend to get us to be a bit like carried away by these waters. We don't see, but we are always moved. You can start with a very positive and innocent feeling something, like very pure, for example, love. But all of a sudden, that love can turn into resentment, and that resentment can turn into hate. So emotions are dangerous. This is why I always say, like, if you want to fear a sign or a placement in particular, fear the water signs, and I'm saying this as a water moon myself, when somehow I feel attacked in my feelings, or when I feel emotional, I get very like aggressive, not in a like I'm going to punch you in the face, but I get very like, like passive aggressive, and it's a kind of aggression that, if you ask me, for example, when I'm upset, if I pretend to act or to react to someone that hurt me, I'm like, no, because I'm all love and peace, and I don't follow, like, but actually, like, water placements can do a lot of damage. It's just that they do it in a different and probably a more disguised kind of style. And if they hurt someone in the process, when you ask them, like, why did you do that? Like, why, if you look so peaceful, or if you are so loving, for example, if you ask a Pisces, because I'm thinking of Pisces here with the King of Cups. If you ask a Pisces or a Pisces placements, okay, why did you, I don't know, did you hurt that person with your words, or with your, I don't know, you ignoring that person, or you like disappearing on that person, or you lying to that person, or you not talking to that person? Why did you do that? They are like, oh, I didn't do anything. There's a sense of denial as well. This is why waters are mysterious. And this is why waters, just like emotions and feelings, they can skyrocket to the levels, actually not skyrocket, like downwards, actually, like in the deep of the waters. They can go really deep and really dark in 1 second, and you don't realize that you are caught, that you are part of that. because you're like, oh no, because I am all love and light. Yeah, but you do have a dark side as well. You know, just because you call it love doesn't mean that it's less dangerous. A lot of people do crazy things for love. That's why Will Smith said, love makes you do crazy things. Yeah. In my opinion, mob mentality comes from just following what others are saying rather than actually thinking for themselves. Yes, because like I was mentioning, spirit, there's no thinking. Hello, Eva. There's no thinking. There's no thinking process. This is why we got the King of Cups. There is emotion. Only emotion. Only emotion. Like you are guided by that emotion, and probably you are also being like persuaded or manipulated because or either you admire the person that you're following, or you feel like an emotional connection to the group that is guiding you somehow, or that is influencing you somehow. You know, there's an emotional component of why people somehow seem blinded, and they are not rational at all, you know, and they get very hypersensitive, you know, everything they take it the wrong way, not the wrong way, but they take it to heart, you know, they take it, whenever you criticize them, you touch their emotional being, you know, you touch a very like emotional, vulnerable side of themselves. You know, for example, if you, I don't know, I wouldn't want to say criticize, but if you are like, oh, I don't like this song that your group released, you know, because I actually it's not my style, but you know, in my experience, I don't like it. But yes, like you know, not my favorite, and they are like they feel attacked, they feel attacked in their own inner world, you know, like as if you're attacking them, actually, you know, like, and here, you know, this is why it's not just about K-pop. I think that it's just about any random group in general, because here, for example, in my country, and I believe that in a lot of parts of Latin America and Europe, soccer is like a religion. You know, here we have two like the most famous soccer groups, uh, that it's Boca and River, and they are like enemies. You know, they are rivals forever, and you have the followers, the fans of each group, like fighting each other in the streets as if this was like, you know, like I don't know, like there was no tomorrow or something like that. And it's just soccer. It's just people following a ball, you know. And but people do that. People get really emotional about their favorite thing. So if you touch it, somehow it becomes like you are touching something that you shouldn't do, you know, like you shouldn't go to the extreme, you shouldn't like criticize my preference, you know, like because I'm no longer listening to you, I'm only listening that you are talking bad about what I love, so I'm going to attack you. I think that's the scariest thing on social media, because they are the majority. Yes, they always think they are right, or that they can be bullied. They cannot think of right and wrong. It also applies to groups. Whatever the groups do is always right. We can never criticize them. Exactly. They always have that instantaneous response of, oh, my group would never do that. Oh, my group, when they had this, they did this, you know, and it's like, we're not talking about them. So if you cannot think outside your box, please don't join the conversation. You know, because if you can think, like if you cannot get out of what you know to think about the other circumstances, just don't put your opinion in there, you know, because we're not talking about that. It's something like that. Yes. I just wonder why I like Blackpink that much, and I discovered that my moon contract my plata. Oh man, soccer fans aren't saying they can burn stadiums. Exactly. Yes, they can burn is Yes, they can burn stereos. Exactly. It's yes, I seen it. I seen it, and I am like a casual follower just because my mom was like a follower of this soccer group, and I actually when I was younger and they would ask me to choose between the two groups, I was like, oh, I choose this because this group has like red in their colors, and red is my favorite color. So, but um if you say that you know sometimes I am in a like you know in a gathering and there are people that are from the opposite like from the rival group and everyone like starts to like not make fun of me but they always try to make me feel something you know about criticizing the soccer group and I'm like that soccer group is not my identity like I don't care whether they win or lose I just like them. Hello Rim. Is reaching to a point when nobody can give constructive criticism. Yes, because, and that's very interesting that you said, Parvati, because actually they do not have it. They do not have constructive criticism. They do not have it. And you know why, how you know that? Because every time you talk about a certain topic, I don't know how they do it, but they always bring it to themselves. And somehow they have this like um, very suspicious nature, you know, a bit paranoid about, oh, like you must be talking about my group, or you must be talking about my favorites, or you must be talking about them. So just in case, I'm going to respond back and I'm going to say something really nasty. And it's like, no, I'm not talking about them. I don't care. I'm just talking about life in general. And actually, you know what? Like, you know, in history, because I don't, some people, maybe because people are really young in some fandoms, but you know, the world has been going around for quite a while. And actually, you know, the popularity of K pop groups, me watching it from the experience of a 30 something person, I had seen this phenomenon before. I had lived this phenomenon before. Of course, not in the same like same like profound as you know as K-pop because K-pop is different. But you know, I always tell you, I was a Backstreet Boys fan, and there were NSYNC, and there was Britney, and there was Christina Aguilera, and we were fans as well. And before us, you had New Kids on the Block. Oh, yes, everyone from now, the new generations are like, oh, but these were old people. But when they were young, they were like someone else's bias, especially the people that were teenagers in that era. So we had the fun, the Beatles. You know, there's a history. Besides them being from South Korea, I know that Korea has a different culture, and this is why they are so massive today. But what I'm saying is that having a popular group to follow and to fall in love with their members or to have an infatuation with some of the members is not something new. To buy their pictures, to buy everything they promote, to go to their concerts, is something that we had been doing for quite a while. Quite a while. So, you know, sometimes when you are in that period, sometimes you think that will last forever. And actually, no, because groups, they get older and they disband. Disband actually is a Korean like concept, you know, but it's not about disbanding. It's more that they go their separate ways. You know, it always happens like this. There's one, usually there's one member that decides to break the contract and they want to go solo, and then they break the group just like John Lennon did. You know, like you know, there's always one that is like the one that wants to try something new. So you know, the group's identity somehow they try to remain, but they are not the same. And eventually, the fans also get older, and you stop to care because you have your life, because you have family of your own, because you have I don't know other life circumstances that you cannot pay attention to their music, or maybe you don't like their music anymore. and somehow there's not like a depressing feeling about that. It's about growing up, it's about, like some people are like, oh, with my favorite group it will never happen, I will love them forever. Of course that you will love them forever because they are part of your history. Of course, and I still remember like my favorite groups. Of course that I don't follow them right now because I don't, I used to follow them when I was a teenager, but now, no. My taste in groups have changed a lot. And I listen to K-pop right now. Who would have told or predict to my 13-year-old that I would be listening to Korean music at my at my 30s? If you would have told me that, I would be like, no, that's impossible. Asian people? I would be following Asian people dancing, but I wouldn't understand what they're saying. This is something that is very interesting about K-pop, and I'm sure that I'm not the only one that was like, oh, wow, the first time that I watched this, I was like, what is this? Because for me, that I always, for me as a Latin American person, I always listen to people singing in English. And actually, they used to be white people, and not all white people because we had like groups that were also of color. For example, Destiny's Child. I loved Destiny's Child. I love Beyonce. That's why all the people who said GOT7 will never have a comeback are pouting all the air right now. The mob thought it was impossible. Exactly. Exactly. But they are not coming back as the same. They are coming back as better because they had been set free. So they are coming back better. These guys are really coming back because they want to. They decided themselves that they want to. And you see, each one of them has their individual projects. They are busy doing their thing, and somehow they took the moment to do a comeback for them and for the fans. So, I am not a Nagase, I'm not a GOT7 fan, but I love GOT7. And I have a huge respect, and I just clap them. I just applauses for them, applauses, because the maturity of GOT7 members, the maturity of the fans to have been patient and enduring all the hate after all these people like talking about like, oh, how unfortunate, my group would never. Oh, wait, you never know. You never know. Life is different. Life, the wheel of life turns. Oh, fellow BSB fan, exactly, yes. The Beatles were pretty pissed off of each other. They might have ended each other if they had to continue. Exactly. 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 But this is something that I'm thinking like, the Beatles, for example, maybe this is something that we know because, I wasn't around, I wasn't born when the Beatles were famous. But this is the thing that, when you know the history of a group that were like the first ones, that there weren't any polishing of their image or stuff, and they were being themselves, like really themselves. You really notice that, that that's something that all groups have. That sometimes they look amazing while they are performing, but when they are off stage, they argue, they have differences, they fight, they cannot stand each other. But now there's this sort of like emotional need of the fans, because actually these are the fans that make these edits trying to prove how close their group, their favorite groups are. Oh, they are like family. Oh, they are siblings. They are radiating sibling energy. And it's like, Yeah, great, but what's the point? You know, if their job, and their job, because it's their job, you know, their job is to be great on stage, you know, like, yes, I do definitely care that they have fun while they're together, but you know, to be putting a label of, oh, these are siblings, these are soulmates, these are, like, they protect each other, and it's like, you don't know them, you don't even, like, this is why they cannot say anything, you know, because there are people waiting for that content to put romantic music on the background and do some conspiracy theories about why they say what they say, why they are looking at each other a certain way, why they are not looking at each other. That is like, and I cannot believe that actually people consume that because they have a lot of views. They have a lot of views. I couldn't understand when my brother was interested in K-pop groups. Why is he being such a fan? I'm a huge fan of ITs right now. Yes, it happened to me. Like I was like, you know, I saw a BTS video on the, you know, they would always come in the, you know, while I was on YouTube, they would always come like in the, you know, the advertisement, you know. So I won't let it like play like all the song, and I just got hooked. But I didn't even know that there was so much content available. But the good thing about my experience is that I went through the rabbit hole myself. Like I didn't have anyone like being like, oh, you should watch this, and then you should watch part 3, and then you should watch part 4, and then they have a documentary, and then they have the concert series. No, I was like, I'm going to do this by myself. And I had a lot of fun, thank God. It was a great experience. But then I discovered the other groups, and the other groups also had the episodes. They also had their concerts. They also had their content. So it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of work, actually. I never thought I would be listening to K-pop, but here we are. Here we are. Yes. I just know JYP is JYP Fumin. Talking of this environment, just right now, Minhyuk posted a message, is the end, the beginning. No idea what he means anyway. Yoko, oh yes, Yoko, oh. Um, mm. You know, and every famous group could have, you know, the intermission of a Yoko. Hmm, hmm. You know, the history repeats. There could be a Yoko in, you know, there could be a Yoko someday, especially when you are that famous, of course. Yeah, yes. And they usually take the most sensitive one, you know, to somehow manipulate them, you know. Yes, not everything they show us on the screen, fans need to distinguish fact from fiction. Yes, I think that fans just need to take what they are given and stop like making edits about it. Like, I do appreciate when they share fan cams, you know, because I am able to see an individual member or maybe something that I missed that I didn't see. Those are great videos. They are very educational, actually. But to start by your perception of why the person did this and then this and they move like this, and it's like, that's so, like, you know, you feel a bit weird, like, looking at that. But I guess that a lot of people, you know, in TikTok, I don't know why, but I came across this, like, um, this page that they were talking about old rumors in rumors in K-pop. So this person was like bringing back all rumors, all of them, of course, rumors not confirmed, not anything from, you know, like very old days. And you know, they did a video about that, and it had a lot of views and it had a lot of comments. So I guess that people are like that. They love to, like, concentrate their energy on rumors, on or what if. I think that the rumors in K-pop is like when you watch, like, when you watch like crime documentaries or serial killer documentaries, that somehow when you like, crime podcasts about crimes and stuff, you're not also there for the history or for how everything happened. You are there because somehow the person that is like the communicator or the narrator, and they're telling you, how this thing happened and why and when, and you are somehow like immersed in their storytelling. So it's not just about the case or the murder, because you're like, oh yes, I'm interested in serial killers. It's not about that. Of course, that, but people want to know, and I think that K-pop conspiracies or K-pop rumors or K-pop analysis somehow is like that dark side of the mind of some that would love to study, and to start seeing something. It seems like they want to, like, tear a certain episode apart and somehow create their own theories of what happened there. And that's when their opinion somehow is shared by others and others and others, and suddenly that rumor becomes bigger than actually what it really happened. It happened to Tablo, the big high Tablo, with those claims of him not actually being graduated from this U.S. University. People had the facts, nevertheless, they kept insisting that he was fake. It's just because people, when they are fixated, Harvard, exactly. When they are fixated, and this is something that actually, I think that this is why some K-pop groups or fans, they do choose to believe in the unproven or in the unbelievable. They choose to believe it. They choose to believe it. Like, this is why you cannot engage, being like, oh, maybe this is not. No, just let them be. Let them have their corner of conspiracies or analysis. Let them be, because it's their moment. It's their experience. The shipping videos. The shipping videos, oh my God. They show like a compilation of videos of 2016 as evidence. And I'm sure they must be going crazy because ever since the pandemic, they didn't get the chance to see actually the idols being together or in the same room, being gathered in the same room. Yes, jealousy. Chen is discharged tomorrow. Oh, that's great. I'm happy for him. He can finally go home to his family. Mm. The pandemic, your I know, guys, I know. Just, it's just that, I don't know. I just don't have anything against it. I think that they have fun, actually. They have fun. But the problem is when they just don't, they want to impose their conspiracy on you. It's like maybe you don't see it, or for example when they think that they are members, that they are dating each other, you know if the ship is between members, and if you don't agree, you are an homophobic, and you don't, like, your mind is not expanded enough. I remember there was someone in my first videos that actually commented that that my readings were too, like, I guess she was saying like my readings and interpretations were too heterosexual, especially because if I was like describing, I don't know, um, JK's, I don't know, potential partner, or JK's love life, or JK romantic ideal partner, or another members or another idols, I would see a she, because he would get, or that person would get a queen. So I was like, oh, it's a she. And she was like, oh, but you are being too like heterosexual. Like I was like only on that, I should like expand my perception. And I was like maybe I should. I understand what she was saying, but what for? You know, if I see a female, I see a female. I just, like, so, and I'm very open-minded, guys. I'm sure that not everything is heterosexual. I know I have friends of different genders, different preferences, different orientations. So I'm not blind. It's just that, you know, like if I see female energy, I'm going to say like I see it, like I don't know. I don't know. EXO is also going live on the 27th of April. I hope to see Jen. Oh, I hope so. We don't need idols' personal info. Exactly. 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 Just that, it's just a tarot reading. Like, I don't understand people like that. And it's, why it's so like funny to me. Really, Wono got a lead role. Oh my god, that's so great. Oh, I have to rewatch it because sometimes I forget what I say, but I read all the time, so it's pretty normal actually. Oh, I should rewatch my reading about him. Or maybe I put a card for him, but because we were doing this on the lives too. Maybe I said something on the live. Yes, his energy was very like high, very, very, and that's great. I'm loving this for them. I think that there's something about this year, guys, that I think that is going to be very uplifting for all of us. There's something about, I'm not going to say that the pandemic is over, but somehow there's a sense of going back to normal. Not entirely normal, but we are going back to a certain kind of normalcy. So I think that we are going to start seeing opportunities open for us, like a lot more opportunities than the recent years that we had been living under a lot of uncertainty, and especially for the entertainers, it was like very restricted as well. But they kept working, they kept delivering. That's the thing about that. I think that that's something that we should be very grateful for, because the people that work in the industry of entertainment, whether this is music, sports, theater, all kinds of acting, you know, performers of all genders, there's a sense of everyone actually like gathering resources at their house, I don't know, and somehow like coming up with lives, with online presentations, you know, with just keeping us entertained while we were in lockdown, you know. So we should be grateful for them as well, because thanks to them we were able to remain sane, you know, thanks to the internet as well. Like, let's not forget that there were moments where, you know, actually in the pandemic we needed the internet, you know, just we needed that. We I don't know. So, you know, we had, thankfully, we had electricity, we had delivery in some countries. I didn't use delivery, but I did use it to buy not food, but to buy things that I needed, for example, like medicine or, I don't know, a thermometer, you know, something like that. I did order online a lot of things. And so many of them got sick themselves. Yes. And they continue going. That's why it's great when they have individual projects, so they don't have to sit around and wait for the group to resume activities. Fandoms are also hurting their own groups by behaving these ways. Idols come under a lot of pressure. Yes. So we were really lucky, guys. We had, I think that also this pandemic, like what it did is that it brought up to light our ability to be resilient. Somehow, maybe when all this started, we thought that we wouldn't make it, or we were with a lot of fears. And now here we are 2 years later, like watching things develop in a different way. This is why I always tell people, when they are in a situation of a lot of fear and uncertainty, you know, especially when they ask me with the tarot, you know, oh, can you read the tarot for me? Because I'm not, you know, I'm not going through a very positive time in my life. And I always like tell them, like, you know, let life develop. Let events develop in your life. There's no need for me to pull a card for you every day. You just need to follow life. Because as long as there's life, there's opportunity. So yes, today you feel confused. Today you feel lonely. Today you feel lost. But it's not going to last forever. You are not always going to feel that way. So this is why it's sometimes you just gotta let things develop the way it's meant to be. You know, like nature. You know, nature and seasons, they all have their rhythm. They all have, you know, their flow. So we shouldn't try to anticipate things for us. You know, this is why I always say I use the tarot as a therapeutic way, so you can learn something from yourself, and so you can use it for your benefit. But not to be like, oh, okay, tomorrow something is going to happen to you and you're going to go and this and do this and this. No, because life doesn't work that way. Life is not about premonitions, you know. Sometimes the answer is right in front of us and we don't see it. Exactly, yes. Exactly. That's why I think that the tarot is very clarifying, but also the tarot is very harsh. Like, in the sense that if there's something that you are not seeing, they're going to keep showing you the same message until you discover it, until you recognize it. You know, sometimes it happened to me, you know, asking for a certain thing and always getting the same card. So somehow, if I'm getting the same card, this doesn't mean that, oh, I should look for another tarot reader to see if they tell me otherwise. No, the message that you are always receiving is like pushing you, it's like knocking on your door, the door of your unconscious, and it's like, come on, like, see it, and work on it. Work on it. There's no magic in here, just willpower and work. work on yourself. If you work on yourself, you're going to be the protagonist of your life. You know, there's no one like, oh no, this person did this to me, so I feel like this. I understand that we live in a society, and we are, you know, we humans, we are sociable. So, you know, somehow what others do affect us somehow, but at the same time it's your decision, like until how long are you going to keep like hiding your potential behind what others are doing or saying about you. Because if you're always like trying to measure your value with what others say that you are, like, you know, like, you need to see you, you need to know you. As long as you know who you are and what you have, or what you have that it's a bit like, you know, fragile, that you can work on, then there's your power, then that's your power, that's your possibility in there. But if you're always looking on the outside to what others are doing or saying, you're blind. You are blind. And this is why when these people from the exterior, or this, when you watch too much the life of celebrities, for example, or the life of the famous people, it doesn't matter if they do a reality show, if they have the cameras on them 24/7, they are showing you a picture. They are showing you a scripted. Something is scripted under there. They are not by themselves. There are people around them. There are people managing things. So while you are distracted watching what they do, you are forgetting about yourself. You are forgetting about yourself. So it's great to be entertained, because sometimes we don't want to think, and we want to be entertained. You know, you don't want to think about, oh, how hard life is. You want to be entertained. But don't forget about yourself. Don't forget about yourself. And don't forget that, yes, social media culture for sharing every moment made everyone so fake. Yes, because what they're sharing, what you're seeing, what we share on our social media is edited, is filtered, it's selected. So it's not me. It's a piece, a tiny piece that I want to share about me. You know, because I want to share a picture so everyone know that I'm alive. Like, you know, because this is also something that happens. You know, if you are someone that you don't post that often, people are like, oh, like, I follow you, and I didn't see any recent post of you. Like, did you block me? That's the first thing that they say. You know, that, did you block me? That's why I cannot see what you post. And you're like, no, I didn't post anything because I didn't feel like posting anything. But somehow people get this FOMO. Hey, Vita, people get this FOMO. And the same happened with idols. Like, you know, like, how come he didn't post? Like, it had been 3 days and 3 nights, 3 days and 40 nights, you know, like, I don't know, something like that. You know, it's very funny how they count the minutes and they are already freaking out. Like, why he didn't post? The other members posted. Like, why? Like, and I don't know, maybe he doesn't like to post. You know, there's also this possibility. I post so less, someone might think I'm not alive if they didn't know me. It's just that, you know, with seeing everyone's post, you know, sometimes you do get a bit like influenced to think that, oh yes, this person posts, the other person posts, there's someone missing. You know, like, somehow, I don't know why, but maybe it's the culture of social media that we are immersed in it. Even if you are like, oh, I just spend 5 minutes in social media. Well, but you spend 5 minutes. So, you know, we're all consuming it. Um, and so I know I had something here that I wanted to read. Concerts felt so empty without cheers from the audience. I was watching Coachella live videos. It took a while for me to realize that we are going back to normal. Exactly. When I saw the Coachella, I actually, the first concert that I watched was the DPR Ian and DPR Live. I think it was like, yes, the beginning of this year, or it was near the end of last year. And the crowd, I was like, oh my God, like, why are those people so, like, like so together, like, are they going to get contagious of something? I was freaking out. But the music was great. And, Christian Wu, it's amazing. So I watch it for him. I love DPR Ian. He was amazing in that concert. But I was like, a part of me like was freaking out every time I saw how large the audience was. Because here in my country at that time, there, we were entering summer, and actually we weren't yet allowed to attend to those avenues, or that large amount of crowd. But in the United States, since this whole thing started, everyone were like uniting anyway. Um, Shonu came online in 1 or 2 months when he was not in military. We're happy. He posted more in the 2 weeks when he had a take off us. Oh wow. Yes, because yes, he sounds like a bit like very very like, even though he is a Gemini, he sounds a bit reserved. Like he's not someone that you are going to be like telling him like you should post here and here. No, he's like, I'd rather not. Yes, it's just that probably he's not. There are people that just don't know what to post. They are like, what do I post here? Like a selfie. I don't know. There are people that just don't. It's not that they don't understand how they work. It's just that they just don't want to. There's this like okay, like I'm going to post something if you force me to, but I don't feel the need. Um, I remember at the beginning of Instagram, there were a lot of people freaking out about what should I post. Like, there was like all these very aesthetic pictures, or these very weird, not weird, but they were very different from the ones that we posted on Facebook. So it was really weird actually to start posting your own, because you were like afraid, what if what if I do it wrong, or what if this picture is not good enough? I don't know. That's why we used to wear the weird filters back then. Oh my God, like it's a whole adventure, trying something new. Um, and now it's been a draft of year. I miss those ones in 2 months update suddenly. Yeah. Yeah, I understand. I actually don't follow that much idols on Instagram. I started following because there are some of them that I'm interested in, and there are others that I just don't like their posts. So I just don't. I follow idols not only because, of course, they are my favorite, but I must say that there are some Korean celebrities that I did follow back then. I was like, oh, I found their Instagram. So, and I actually saw that their entire feed, it's about them promoting brands or modeling pictures, and I was like, I'm not interested. Like, I understand that their job is to promote brands, of course, but when they only promote a certain brand or a luxury brand or something like that, I'm like, if I wanted to follow Prada, I would go to their official page and I would follow Prada. Like, don't you have something else, some other picture? I'm very, very selective in that sense. I just had fun when with it, even if people didn't like the photo. Yes, exactly, Natasha. It's just that that's one thing that I think that people took a while for them to realize that there's no right or wrong in Instagram. It's actually about you being original, like you being like you concentrating with your own originality and individuality. That there was no do's and don'ts, but we. And I think honestly, I think that Instagram, it's for me it was better because I'm the kind of person that in Facebook, everyone who used to tag me, in family pictures or family, where I was included in the picture, because you always have that aunt or that uncle or that cousin that always post the pictures, or they post pictures of you when you were younger. And it would be very rude to be like, oh, please don't post me, even though I once like stopped like the option for being tagged, because actually sometimes Facebook, yes, I understand they try to make like an album or something like that. Some people say that they stay in Facebook because they don't want to lose the pictures there. But for me it was like too invasive, because if I have my account that is about promoting my work, and you show pictures of me, I don't know, having a beer or eating, or dancing in a club, what does that has to do with my professional image? And also there are people that share too much pictures of their evening, and I never was the kind of person very eager to share who my relatives are, especially young children. I actually, I do have my godsons, and my friends' babies, but I try not to. Maybe I can share in a story, but I don't like to post, because I feel like they are really young to be exposed like that. Is Bobby still a part of Icon? Yes, he is. I don't follow Blackpink members, but do check their stories whenever they post. They post almost ads. I do follow Jenny. Yes, I believe that because there was something about YG comeback. No, no, I'm sorry. It was about Hype. Hype made. I don't know. I saw it on TikTok. Like there was someone that did like a list of Hype artists that have their comeback or debut on May, and BTS is on June. So you will have a lot of comebacks for and the debut also of Seraphim in that is less Seraphim, but I call them Seraphim. Oh my god. Um, I don't know. I just don't get used to it. I just call them Seraphim, and I know that they are less Seraphim, but you know, big hit names. Um, but they are all having. TXT also is having a comeback on May, in Hypen, and those girls, and BTS on June, by the end of June. They are not SM. It is coming July. Oh, great! Yeah, I cannot wait for Icon comeback. Actually, I was very upset. Not upset, but I felt a bit. I read for Treasure. Unfortunately, my readings about Treasure are not very positive. I feel so bad for those kids, but I hope that it gets better. I know they had their comeback very recently. I love the song, but ever since I heard that song, I was like, that should have been an Icon song. That song was meant to be for Icon. And when then Icon made like a dance practice or a version of that song, I was like, it should have been their song. Like, I don't know if they read my mind or if they read that there are a lot of people that think the same, but I was like, why didn't you give that song to Icon? Like it's so icon. Like, and you know, guys, I'm not an iconic, but I know icon songs when I hear it. I know it. Like, you know, it's like, oh, that's an icon song. Um, so when I heard that song, you know, I was like, a treasure song. I was like, that song should have been for icon. So I hope that this song that we are having, this comeback that we are having for icon, actually is a very well like icon song. I hope so. I hope that they don't give them the leftovers, because I'm going to get very upset. MX on Wednesday. Oh wow! I have to check it out, guys. You should let me know. Let me know on the if you are on Discord. Please, if you have the link, please share it with me, because if I forget it, I want to see them. ATEEZ is on tour in Europe. Oh yes, I think they're still. Yes, Blackpink comeback. I feel like Treasure still doesn't have an identity. Yeah, maybe that's why, I felt so bad, because I know that the fans were waiting for these guys to have, their comeback. But when I heard that song, the first thing I thought was, this is an icon song. And I felt so bad for them, because, it's not, and, but, this is, and I don't know if maybe they realized that, because then Icon did their version. So, it wasn't just my imagination. They had Icon did their version. And I don't know what's going on with YG these days, but they are like performing, they are showing their artists show support or being together with other YG artists. So I'm hoping that finally this man is starting to move the engines to try to set their artists free, because the other day I watched YG artist, except Blackpink, YG artist reaction to Big Bang's comeback, Big Bang song. And it was very nice to see, actually. It was very nice. They did it, even they did it on in sort of theater, like very fancy, because it's Big Bang, obviously. But these are the things that sometimes I'm like, I'm like, when it's arranged by the company, I always think, like, do they really want to do this, or do they do it because the company arranged it? Like they are just put there to react. It's not the same when they are in a live or something like that, and they are like, okay, I'm going to listen to this artist. For example, with Stray Kids Chan, when he does Chan Room or Chan's Room, he always reacts to other artists' videos, and he seems very genuine about it, and I think that he does it for a lot of artists, not just his company. So I'm like very happy for it, and he really seems to have fun. And I found it very cute. I watch a lot of those. Big Bang Live Still song remind me of the song Stay. Um, I don't remember the song Stay. I think I heard it, but I don't remember right now. But maybe I should check it out if you say that it sounds. Um, oh, wow, I didn't know that. Oh, guys, talking about Coachella, did you see? I actually I came across a YouTuber talking about um, ESPA, ESPA, ESPA live performance at Coachella, and uh, well, she was talking why everyone was so like surprised or amazed that ESPA sang live, um, and I had to go and find the performance, because like so I Googled it, and I found, like someone's random page that they recorded from afar. But it doesn't matter. The sound was very good, and I was really happy for the girls. Like wow, wow, like I'm not an ESPA fan, but the girls did really well, and but I also understand the video of this YouTuber that she was like pointing out like why people make such a fuss for because of them singing live when actually they are SM trainees. So yes, it's true. You should know that if they are SM trainees, they can sing. So but yeah, singing live is hard. It takes a lot of energy, and they do have a complex choreography. But I really enjoy it. I love it, and their voices sounded very fresh, very like really good. And I think that it's not just the choreography or the voices or whether they sing live or not. I think that the artists feel more liberated on Coachella stage. Yes, we don't have like the magic of the cameraman, because obviously I saw a very important part of, Black Mamba performance, and the camera couldn't get it. When they went low on the floor, the camera just couldn't get it, But oh well, the girls seem to be having a lot of fun. All the artists actually that perform at Coachella, they seem to have a lot of fun. So, I was like, this is an amazing experience for them. This is an amazing experience for them. Yes. Honestly, fourth gen groups don't hold a candle to second and third gen lives. Oh, yes, very few, yes. Yes. But I love the girls, the live. I loved Girls Live. Um, just that I think that maybe some third generation groups were more about rap based. They had a lot of rappers, or so um, but the vocals were really good. I just feel bad when they always have when a group has like the main vocalist, and somehow they put all the pressure on that main vocalist, especially you can see it when they sing live, that you can see the pressure on the main vocalist, and then they have like one or two subs that yes they try their best, but I can see like the main vocalist has this huge responsibility of being stable. And yes, I'm sure that they are the main vocalist because they are stable at their vocals, but there that must be like a huge responsibility to always be stable, like like watch out for that special voice of yours, because I don't think that there are some groups that they do have these sub vocals. I don't know if it's called sub vocals, but you're like, oh guy, you're not helping that much. Like please, like let's go back to the main, please, because I don't know what happened, but the focus has shifted to visuals and sets. Early companies were kind of harsh on making them sing live, even pressuring them. I think the boys knew has that pressure. The group, yes, yes. I noticed that. I noticed that, Vita. I noticed that. New has that responsibility. Yes, he is like, and he's a great dancer as well. So obviously there must be a lot of pressure for him to, follow that everyone is great at performing, but he also has to be stable. And yes, because the others, I love Sangyeon, definitely Sangyeon and Honjae, they are great. But it's new. The one that is really good as well is Kevin. I think that Kevin should get more lines, and Jacob. Jacob and Kevin. They should get more lines, and at least to back up, new. But I think that they focus on the this is the thing, they focus more on the visuals. They, even if they give the visual these tiny free letters, free phrases to sing, but they need an excuse so that person can shine, so that person can be like, uh, and Hagnion is also really good. I think they should at least try to sing live, and you will learn with practice. Maybe they want to perfect since they start, which is not possible. 80s has a balance of both. They have pretty good vocals and dance. Probably because there are not too many groups now, and show PDs want to save time and avoid many retakes and think happen more than when they say insist. Oh yes, yes. It's like come on, it's like come on. Yes, I think I heard about that, or I saw like a documentary about, or an ex-trainee actually talking about the process of going on these shows, especially like these not award shows, but these shows that are weekly, that they have the pressure to get it right in the first take. Yes, and they even have to be there waiting for their turn in the very early hours of the day. So it's a very long day when they have to shoot. And then they say that there's a pressure. Back then, when there was in the pandemic, they had the pressure of having, the group that is behind them, or the group that came after them, or before them, they are all watching them. So they do feel the pressure as well. Um, 80s has balance of both. They have really good vocals. Who is the main vocalist of 80s? Oh, the Magne, John Ho, the Magne. Yes, John Ho. Mm. John Ho. Yeah, John Ho. It's just that John Ho is a beast. It's like John Ho is like, get out of here. Like here I come with my microphone, with my mic. John Ho is a beast. It's like when he comes in the center, he's going to. Yes, John Ho is a beast. John Ho should be like those opera singers. Like he should have a whole song for himself. Yes, it feels like he's straining his voice. I saw it on Kingdom. I saw it on Kingdom. Like he was very praised, and of course that he has the ability. But I was like, oh, poor guy. Like, stop giving him these high notes. Like I understand that it brings dramatism, but I was afraid for him. I was like, poor guy. Like, come on. Like, give him a break. Give him a break of that style. Um, yes, he loves to sing live. I remember the first time they performed on Mama. He was like, here I come. But he seems to be a professional singer. He seems to be a professional singer. I'm sure he knows all the techniques. I'm sure he knows all the techniques. Just like NCT, just like NCT 127, you have Doyeon and you have Tail. Tail, it's amazing. Tail is really skilled. Tail is really skilled. Hechan, Hechan, Jungwoo, Jungwoo as well. They are very angelical voices. But Doyoung and Tail, you feel like as if you are watching opera singers. Like it's amazing the technique that these guys hold, the technique. And I just find it like very like, like a bit like frustrating when they don't show Tail that much. I know that probably Tail is not the Korean typical beauty, but Tail is a very talented guy and he deserves more screen time. Like I think that it's unfair that every time he has to hit the high note, he is like somehow on camera. But then after he finishes, there's someone else's like coming right in front of him, like to cover him, and take over the place. And I think that that's very disrespectful because actually, Tail that definitely has like, and even I think that for him it's a bit like, like, oh, like I watch the reaction to their MVs and I always see Tail a bit disappointed when he has to watch himself, because he's like, I know I'm going to be there 5 seconds, so why to bother? Why looking for myself, like if I know I only have like 5 minutes of screen time. Kihyun used to sing high at the time of debut. He somehow, yes, Kihyun also. Kihyun, you definitely see his voice that he's a professional singer. Yes. Oh, yes, I do. I love it. I did check it out. I love it. Tail is talented. Oh, Tail is magical. Tail sings and you're like, Tail is magic. He makes you feel things when he sings. He makes you definitely. Tail is very for me it's very like romantic. Yes, I love it. I love it. I actually went and put a like on it. Yes, yes, yes. I saw the video, the official video also, but the the whole process. I actually found it on TikTok and then I went, and then I listened to the other songs as well. But yes, he is a singer. He's another level. This is why, like, it's not that the others don't sing. It's just that there's a level, of like excellency. Yes, yes, there's a level of excellency. You definitely can see that he is, very professional. I prefer Doyoung's way of singing. Oh, yes. I love the vampire song. It's my favorite. Yes, the irony is favorite is my favorite. And you know that actually I always send my army friend Larry, whose birthday is today. So happy birthday, Larry. Happy birthday. I hope that you have a great day. Um, Favorite is my favorite song. I was all last year and this year I'm going to continue to say that favorite should have been song of the year. I don't know if they won it, but I think that it should be like, and it stuck in my mind. That song is stuck in my mind, and I know that a lot of people are going to argue like, oh no, it's not my favorite. Oh, it's very repetitive, but I love favorite. I love favorite. I love it. I always play it. Like I don't get tired of that song. That song. I'm not going to put it out. I'm not going to remove it on my playlist. I love favorite. I love it. And yes, Doyoung has like this very artistic way of expression. Also, I think that probably is because he does have like a stage persona. He's very like majestic. He knows his stuff, so that's great also. Sadly nowadays fans especially the younger ones, don't recognize anymore what real live singing is. They show off the videos with pre-recorded vocals as live singing. It can be embarrassing, exactly. Yes, when they are like, oh, they ate, and they are like, oh, look at the high vocal, and you're like, this is pre-recorded. Yes. Yes, exactly. If you can't hear your idol breathing, painting, sometimes voice cracks is not alive. Yes, you do need to hear some yes, voice cracks. Yes, I said that favorite didn't get as viral. Yes, as sticker. Mm-hmm. Oh, Gravity, Gravity. I'm not going to say what I think because I always get their name wrong. But yes, I should. Oh, actually, my friend recommended me Gravity and the other one that it's CIX. Is it like this? CIX. This is another group. NCT February was so good. It was better. It was better than Sticker. Yes. And song is just so. It's just so romantic, Natasha. It's so romantic. It's sort of maybe because it reminds me of maybe a cheesy 2000 songs that you would hear, especially the part that says Sarañero, Sarañero, like that part talking about love and longing for your loved one. This is something that it reminds me that of something that a boy group of the 2000s would sing, but it also has like a very singing from the bottom of your heart, and I think that that's something that but it's a mix because it's very futuristic, because it's not like, oh, it's melodramatic or it's melodic. No, it also has like the rap parts and everything. It's mysterious. It's very theatrical. This is why I loved the orchestra part, because it blend in very beautifully. I think that maybe I just love these kind of uh, orchestra kind of things. What do you think of new girl group IVE songs? Oh yes, I like Love Dive. I find it. The other day I was listening to it. Yes, I love it. They are very cute. I'm loving the girl groups actually. They are doing a great job. The video and song just sticks to your mind. Exactly, it sticks to your mind. It's addictive. It's addictive. I was like, it's addictive. It's actually very addictive. So I would always send my army friend, these TikToks about favorite, like, if I die, please play this song, and like, like the first thing that comes to my mind when I'm zooming out, it's favorite. I can watch that all day long and I don't get tired, and everyone look amazing on it. I should check out Gravity. Yes, I should check out. Oh yes, CIX Jungle. I like Love Tai song. Yes, and they're so cute. They're so cute. Hive is so. Is Ive or Ivy? I think it's Ive, but I do love them. I do love them, and I'm just like, this is the great thing where we can concentrate actually on their work and not so much about what they do or look like. People are so judgmental of girl groups. It's unbelievable. The freaking main vocal is hitting the high note without any strain on her. Of course. Yes, yes. I feel they should have released favorite on Valentine's Day. Yes, yes, and I heard because there's something very intimate about the lyrics or about the style, that somehow you feel like as if it's a serenade, and that they are serenade you, like they are serenading you, they are sending you that serenade to you, like it reaches to you, like it's a love story about someone longing for someone else's love or presence. So somehow maybe the concept, it breaks barriers, somehow you feel as if it was directed to you somehow, or to your soul. This is why they use the vampire concept, because it's like forever, and it's amazing. I love it. I felt very romantic. I felt really nice when I listened to it. I feel really romantic. I don't know. I feel like I'm in the era, where there were serenades, probably because we do miss those maybe cheesy messages of long-lasting love, or the kind of love that breaks distances, and also that no matter how long the time passes, that you still will have that sort of immortal love. It's very romantic. It's very romantic. Oh, I have high hopes for CIX because they have a music and they are having their first world tour. Oh wow, Natasha, I didn't know that. They are very talented. I saw them dancing, and I was like amazed. I should pay more attention to them and also to Gravity because they told me that they are great. I watched a few videos. Oh, one of Les Seraphim members used to be an opera singer. I saw one video on YouTube. Oh, so we're expecting great vocals. Oh, I'm happy for that. Now suddenly, IVE fans are quiet because Monsta X treat them so well on their shows. They call the boys so many bad things and now silence. Oh my god. Why do they do that? That's so childish. That's so childish. Wow. That's so childish. While we were talking about vocals, I feel like Enhypen is a group that is really weak in vocal abilities. Who is the main vocalist of Enhypen? I don't know. I remember that this is something that actually caught my attention. You correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember in Ireland there weren't vocal coaches, or were they? I think there was a female. I think there was a female that maybe she was the vocal coach, but I didn't see a real focus on vocals. Junjin. You didn't even say a thank you to Monster X, but at least they are not cursing them anymore. People are so disrespectful to Monster X and to the fans as well. But they let them be, let them be. Just don't pay attention. Don't pay attention. Monster X, they should be more respectful, and they should be grateful that Mon Bebés are not that toxic. They should be grateful as well. They should remain silent. Hmm. Exactly. And that's very unfortunate for the group themselves, because first you should be great, you should be respectful to the older generations, for all the years that they had been around, like they are just starting, the artists just as are starting, so you should be grateful and take a lot of opportunities, to remain humble also because the group is just starting. So it's like I always tell you, it doesn't matter how many years you have in the industry. We can all mess up one day. We can all make mistakes one day. And it's not a good image of you to be like, being like dismissive or being like talking bad about someone, because life, life is it is like the wheel of fortune, always turning. Spirit, how did you figure out music shows recorded? Actually, I think that there's a video of Banchan, Stray Kids Banchan, explaining to a fan that asked them about pre-recording vocals or like the different and here he actually I saw that he actually explained the difference between the different uh, pre-recorded vocals, and there's another intermedium also. uh, I don't know. He explained it all. He was really nice. I am going to. I hate this. I'm sorry, guys, that I'm like arranging my hair, but I just feel so uncomfortable. I just feel so uncomfortable with my hair right now, and now I look like a lion. But oh well. Yeah, I just feel so uncomfortable, really. And now I'm turning all red because of the effort that I'm doing. Okay, now I'm better. Now I feel great. Sorry, guys. Has a new CEO? Really? No, but that's good news. That's good news, actually, because it means that he's competitive, that he wants results. It's okay, Spirit. It's okay. Actually, you know that the boys. This is why sometimes the boys do have an influence, a lot of influence actually from EXO, because in their company there were a lot of former SM employees. So somehow they were able to use the experience of SM's former staff to make their own version for the boys, and I think that even though maybe the boys internationally is not that known, you can definitely sense the excellence in their choreographies and in their style, because there are 11 members and they always look flawless. I always applaud, their stylist, because it's amazing how they always look very well put together, and I'm sure it must be hard to do that with 11 members, especially they are all different in body sizes, and I don't like. I always see them like wearing very beautiful clothes. They are not hurting, they are not uncomfortable with their outfits, and they all look like handmade. Um, and their choreographies, of course, they are a great group that does very well, like the covers and stuff, they are great. And they said that it's because they have in their staff former SM employees. So somehow they brought their experience and their talents to this company. So I think that it's actually like I prefer that instead of someone that is like that is just starting, because you know. Mm-hmm. I hope SM don't do the same thing to Monster X as they did Infinite. Monster X have a lot of freedom, so I don't think that. No, they won't. No, they will not. They will not touch Monster X. They will not touch Monster X. No, I think that it's more for the other groups. SM brought out bought out Infinite's company or something like that, and then limited their comebacks because Infinite was EXO competition. Man, I love Infinite. I hope they come back. Um, yeah, it's just that it's different when you have a former SM employee joining an already established company than when you have SM putting their clothes on some group. You know, I think that there's a difference there. Yes, yes, Joseon have has a Cancer moon. Yes. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of Cancer moons in 80s. We have Joseon, we have Wooyoung, and we have Mingi. Can you please pull some cards for Wooyoung Energy? Ah, talking about Wooyoung. I'm not pulling cards yet, but I'm going to write it down so I don't forget. Will you pull a card for the new CEO? Starship. One of former SM creative director Sokin coming up with a new girl group under Hype. Oh, another girl group? Wow. But I mean, astrological. Ah, I are pretty similar. And someone, oh, yes, I knew I was missing someone. I knew it. We have a lot of Cancer moons in there. You know, it must be a chaos. Hackneon. Oh, Vita, when is it? Because every time the date comes near, you know, I hired Netflix again so I can watch Jodam, you know, so I can watch Hackneon acting and the other also the other artists that are in there. I know that there are a lot of idols in there. I did it just for them. So when is it? The 28th? Is it going to premiere? I hope it premieres on Netflix Latin America because I'm going to get really upset. I'm going to call Netflix and I'm going to be very rude to them if they don't, like, you know, premiere it when they have it. Because sometimes in Latin America, this is what they do. You know, you have a K drama, you have, you know, some movie that is supposed to come, you know, in the US, it's like premiering on this day. And for us, it's like 2 weeks later. And you're like, come on. Like, we are all paying you in dollars here. So the least you can do is to, you know, to give us the possibility to watch the day's premieres. Oh my God. You know, and I don't even need Spanish subtitles. Like, you can put it in English and I will read it. I don't know. Oh my God. I feel so, like, so, it's so unfair. It's so unfair. You didn't know? Oh, yes. Hackneon is in Gotham 2, season 2. The horror clips, the horror small episodes. Yes, I should hire VPN. But I don't know which one to get, Sana. And is it expensive? I should try also VPN. Do they have more variety of shows if you put VPN? I should try to do that also. Oh, but do you recommend me like a brand that is known or that is trustworthy? Because I don't know much. I always know that there's a lot of publicity for VPNs, but no. I do torrent, so I can help. Oh, you use torrent. I tried once to use torrent, but I don't get torrent. I know I downloaded a few episodes like that, but I just it's a lot of work to use torrent. A lot of work, a lot of patience. You have to be very patient. I did use Viki for a while, and I had to cancel it because they didn't have much options. Are you watching any K dramas right now, guys? I wanted to start. I'm watching Pachenko, of course, and then I wanted to start this one that is called Staring Stars, something like that. It looks funny. Looks. I think it's a romantic, a romantic comedy. Oh, Shooting Stars. Mm-hmm. Shooting Stars. It seems funny. Yes, it seems funny. It caught my attention. Yes, I have to watch it because I couldn't find anything interesting to watch, honestly. And I'm looking and I'm looking. I'm not into Korean drama, but I maybe can watch it. Yes, it's very light-hearted. It seems like very like it's about romance. It has a bit of comedy. I started watching My Liberation Notes, I believe it's called. It's beautiful, really. I definitely sense that there's a deeper meaning behind the plot and everything. But the one of the females, I believe she could be the female lead, because the story does focus a lot on her point of view. She's too depressing for me. Like, I understand that they try to I don't know if you watch it, the Liberation Notes. I understand that probably what they're doing here, bringing this very introvert, very shy, very reserved female lead or female character. What they're trying to do is to get the introvert people, or actually people that had the same, I don't know, social anxiety, like when you have trouble expressing yourself, where when you don't want to be like in social gatherings, and where you feel like you are out of place all the time. Bringing this kind of character, it's like, oh, you can identify with her, and you can be like, oh, it happened to me, I feel the same. But somehow she makes me feel depressed. She makes me feel sad. Like, I don't know if I empathize so much with her. I don't think I have a friend that she says that she relates a lot to the character. So that's why she's watching it. She actually finds it very deep and emotional. But for me, I understand her, but I don't relate to her because yes, we all have our moments where we feel tired, where we feel frustrated, where we feel misunderstood somehow, or where we feel like we cannot be ourselves, or that people don't care about us. We do have our moments of weakness, of course. But I think that she makes me worry about her, and maybe that's actually what they're looking for. But I worry about her character, because of her vulnerability, because she's really shy, because she doesn't talk. We can only hear what she thinks, but, it's all very vague. Her thoughts are very vague, so she makes me worry, like she seems to not be present, in a room or a circumstance, and she seems to not be in a good place, so I feel very alarmed, I feel very worried when I see her. So she makes me feel anxious. So I feel like I'm witnessing something that, if she was my friend, I would be worried for her. So that's why I'm not going to keep watching. Like, I think that maybe because also I don't want, when you try to watch, you have your moments when you want to watch something that, yes, you can watch horror, you can watch thriller, I watch all those kinds of gender because I like them. But every once in a while, I'm like, oh, maybe this is too depressing, or maybe this is too dark. So I try to find the opposite concept so I don't get too like low myself, because sometimes when you consume those kinds of things, sometimes it does influence you to feel a bit more pessimist about your own life, But the meaning of the plot, I guess, it's very. It's been too long since I watched a K drama. Romantic drama especially contain full lead full. I get actually very. I don't have patience for the fool. Oh my god, I get so impatient, especially the annoying female lead, because I don't know why they do that, but they always. This is when I started watching the Liberation Notes. I was like, oh, this looks very deep. Like, the female lead, she doesn't look like a fool. Like, she looks like, like a real person that is going through things, she's not screaming in the middle of the street or being childish about it. She's really going through something very deep. But at the same time, I feel anxious watching her. I swear, I'm like, I cannot watch you because I don't know. I worry, and I don't want to feel worried. Like, I don't like it. Drama's too cheesy for me. Last thing I watched was Splash Love. Oh, I don't know that one. Yes, they are like too childish. Yeah, maybe because I don't. there's something about the female lead being childish or being totally helpless, that they always meet this very dark and mysterious and awful male lead, that he is somehow the savior, or he is the know-it-all. He knows how to take care of her. He tells her what to do. So if he doesn't come into a scene, she doesn't know what to do with her life. She doesn't even feed herself. Those things for the 2022, I think that it's like, come on, that's not romantic. That's not romantic at all. That's not romantic. Oh, sorry. Oh, I didn't read your comments actually, Sanahort. Sorry if I comes across as spamming. It seems I can send comments. Ah, okay. Jumi Cells was very cute. Exactly. Ties, definitely. For me, Jumi Cells was the most enjoyable K drama that I watched in a while. Yumi Cells actually surprised me. It did surprise a lot of people. It was so cute. It was so also relatable, especially with, yes, you had the sales that they were part of the inner world of this female. But I think that it was sensitive, but it wasn't depressing. It wasn't depressing. It was more relatable. And it was funny as well. It was funny, but not cheesy. You can definitely see yourself living with those, like having those cells living inside of you. I don't watch K dramas a lot. Have any of you watched Turkish dramas? Oh, here in Argentina, actually, Parvati, I believe they are Turkish. I believe they are Turkish, because here obviously they are like, they speak in Spanish, like they have the Spanish. I don't know how you say doblaje al español. That is when they have the sound in Spanish. I believe they are Turkish. And are they those kinds of series that have like 100 episodes? Because here they are really popular. Here they are, I think, ever since, I believe, because my mom used to watch it, like they started to appear on cable here. Um, 5 years ago, there was like a boom of I think they are Turkish, yes. Um, telenovelas, like soap operas, and they had these very long episodes. But I remember my mom used to watch one of those. And now I know I don't watch cable, but I seen a few like clips, and I think that they are still like, there are other series also. I believe they are Turkish, and they must be really good, well made, because like every housewife or people that consume cable, especially like like yes, people that are at their houses, they consume it, they watch it like religiously almost. Yeah, male actor too masculine. I don't know if it's masculine. They are just like unlikable. I don't know if maybe Korean males is supposed, when you are unlikable, when you are, because it's not about being mysterious. It's you about being totally detached, and I think that they associate that with being attractive. I don't know. For me, the most attractive thing about the guy is their manners. So I don't know. Ah, okay. If you can, we can talk about it in Discord. Oh, they told me, Head in the Clouds, they recommended me Welcome to Waikiki. Mm-hmm. A friend recommended me. I should check it out. Wait, Spirit. Wait that I'm reading all the comments. They are coming on the comments. So I have your question that says, Would you guys watch a K-drama with your bias even if you don't like the plot? I don't think I can. Ah, so it's Turkish. Yes, like I noticed they were. It's just that in Asia you have a lot of like races and different names from that. So I didn't know if it was Turkish, but I'm sure they are Turkish. It's just that even in Turkish dramas, they have blonde and blue-eyed people. Like I only recognize that it was Turkish because some of them do have the style with the beard. Some of them do look Turkish, but they are very like whitening a bit. And I'm like, the whitewashing even came to Turkey. It's it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how they always portray the actors with the same, always blue eyed, always blonde, always white. Like, come on, we people from that part of region of the country, we don't look like that. I don't know why they do that. They don't represent what we really are in these dramas, that the national dramas or other dramas. Hmm. Yeah, about what you asked, Spirit, I think that I said this about God 7 Jin Young. I enjoyed his role and I'm expecting to see him in season 2 of Yumi Cells. I loved how his character was. I loved his acting. He's really funny. But I didn't like the Devil's Charge, I believe it was called. The Devil's Charge. That series, I didn't like it. And I don't think that it's about his acting. I think it's about the plot that it was like too like oh. Mm. Yes, here in Argentina they do the same, Parvati. They always cast the blonde, blue eye actors and actresses, so they don't represent the majority of us. But oh well. Um, and it's a bit infuriating. It's a bit infuriating actually. Like, that's why sometimes, like, how I don't know, Japan, Korea. Well, Korea is having an interesting mix of races because sometimes they do marry white people. But when you see their shows, they are all Asians. They're all Asians. I think that there's something about the how protective they are. Sometimes they are not diverse, but I understand how protective they are of their race. That you see a Japanese person in a Japanese novel and they look Japanese, or you see a Korean person and they are Korean, or Japanese or Thailand, and they look the race. At least um, their the female leads and stuff. They can look a bit like, yes, more white than the regular, of course, because they wear makeup, but they look their ethnicity. And here us in Latin America especially, uh, there's a lot of white people like in the main roles. Have a nice day, Cilian. Jin Young is that Loki BL drama. In that Loki BL was interesting. I didn't watch it, but I seen. Oh. Mm. He's a great actor, but I think that series. Oh, I remember I watched the first episode. The first 30 minutes were hell for me. Like, like, no. It's just that there's something about, the revenge part in K dramas that somehow, now that I watched a few, I can say that I'm no longer surprised. There's always in the first episode, because telenovelas here in Latin America had used it a lot. This, like, the sad story of the protagonist background or childhood, that it leads that protagonist to search for vengeance or revenge. So they change their their names, they change their faces, they change their circumstances to prove the bad guys that they are better, or that they survived. So that plot, it's a bit overused. It's just like, like, yes, I get it, they hurt you, but it's like, I'll see. Bye. Bye, Head and Clouds. Thank you for coming. Mm. I think that Yumi Cells was really cute because it was like, it was unexpected. Somehow I like, that's what I mean when I say I want to watch something that is lighthearted, but that doesn't mean that lighthearted doesn't mean like foolish. Like with no substance. I mean lighthearted when I say that probably the plot is not that complex, but at the same time it's interesting. And I think that with Yumi Cells, that's what happened. It started very like, very like, yes, girl is like struggling with relationships. Yes, she's struggling with connections. She meets someone, she disappoints, then she meets some other person. But there's a lot of quality in the storytelling as well. So somehow you end up like watching episode one, and then you realize that you watched, I don't know, 8 episodes in a row. There's something about that magic of the storytelling, and also the actress is great. The all the actors were amazing. All the actors were amazing. So that's also something that you see with not so fancy, like like sci-fi effects. You can do so much. So but oh well, we all have. Oh yes, Jane the Virgin. Is it maybe Parvati? I think that they are releasing a Korean version of that, if I'm not mistaken. Is there a Korean version of that? I think I saw, or was it Ugly Betty? Because Ugly Betty also was like overused in all the countries available. I believe they started in, was it Guatemala or Venezuela? I think it's been a Venezuelan or Guatemala telenovela. Oh, yes, I heard that too. Yes, that they are making a Korean version. Yes, for example, the one, Colombia, exactly, Colombian, exactly. They are from Colombia. Yes, Betty La Fea is from Colombia. Like, like, there's no need to make, like, you can watch the original and the original is fine. Like, there was no need to do all the other versions. And I'm not saying like, like, and actually the actress was really famous. I know she came here to Argentina to have some interviews. Um, there's something like, there was a boom last year or the year before this with A Story of a Marriage. Was it the Korean version? A Story of a Marriage, was it? That everyone wore like, oh, this is the best series of. I think it was the best series of 2020. I think it was released on 2020, or maybe 2021. I don't remember much, but everyone were like, even idols were like, oh, we are watching that. They were like recommending the series actually. Yeah, A Story of a Marriage. I think it was called like that. But actually, and I actually watched a few episodes. But for me, because I actually, a few years ago, before it released the Korean version, I had watched the original version that it was British. That it was called Dr. Foster. And yeah, it was amazing. Like, like the plot and everything was amazing. But when I watched the Korean one, like, yes, the acting was great. Of course, I understood what they were doing. Like, it was actually like very. I knew the plot, so I knew that it was going to be very controversial. Like, the actor was great, but for me, I always prefer the original, like the British one, because maybe because I watched it first, but there was something about the original version that for me it was like there was no comparison. Um, and also, I think that it has to do with the element of surprise. If you are this story of a marriage that everyone in Korea were like, oh, like it was like as famous as Sky Castle, I guess, because of that element of mystery. Like, oh, like, is she going to catch her husband cheating on her? And who is he cheating her with? And the whole dilemma, and also that they became really violent towards each other, probably. For the Korean public, that it's a bit more like conservative. Maybe those scenes were like, oh my god, you know but yes, it's a story of a woman taking revenge against her husband cheating on her. But it was very unpredictable, it was very chaotic, it was very violent as well. So since I saw how it was developed in the British version, like when I watched the Korean, like I didn't feel like continue watching because I saw it already. And I think that also in the Korean version they try to make it like like they always do. Everything was very aesthetic. Everything was too aesthetic. Like, and maybe in the original Dr. Foster it was more like, yes, she was a doctor. Yes, they didn't live in a mansion. They lived in a very comfortable place or neighborhood. But I think that in the Korean version they try to make it like more like elite. How they do it in the K dramas. So it lost a bit of authenticity in that sense because everything was so like like polished. That and actually the story, the plot was so chaotic and so destructive because actually these were two people that they started the you know they started the story as a marriage, and they end up like like enemies, and everyone was suffering because of this. But I feel like I felt more empathy towards the original female than actually the Korean. The Korean actress looked a bit too cold for my taste. Like, for me as a female, like I couldn't like empathize with her. I know Korean version of Cunning Single Lady. is remade of. Oh, I don't know about that one, Parvati. Cunning Single Lady? Oh, I didn't know about that one. I don't know why. I don't know about that. I haven't heard about that one. If it's made, is this a remake of a Turkish drama? Then it's supposed to be emotional. Like yes, because Turkish dramas have like that element of. I remember my maybe you can help me, Parvati. What was it called? That drama, that Turkish drama of that young child that she was like abducted by her family but taken away from her mother. She was a blonde, blue-eyed child. What was her name? She was everyone were talking about that drama when it came out like 5 years ago here in my country. 5 years ago, I don't know if maybe in Turkish it came out later, like before, I mean. What was it her name? But it was famous because in the title of the drama there was the child's name, like somehow the title was like what happened to the name of the child, um, or who took the name of the child. What was it? Her name was like everywhere. Everyone were talking about the Turkish drama. Um, Fatmagul, was it her name? Fatmagul. I think that was like what happened to Fatmagul or something like that. I don't know if you probably know it. A bit unusual. Would you pull the card? Psy comeback? Okay. Elif also. Elif, yes. Elif also was one that had like a lot of. My mommy watched Elif as well. But there was someone that was called, yes, like what happened to Fatmagul? Yes, Fatamagul. Yeah, I never what like I don't want to spoil, but what happened to her? Because I know like me and my mom and me and my parents we lived in the same like place, but we have different houses. So I remember going to her house and she would always be watching that, you know. So and I know that it was like never ending. When you feel like, oh, I watched my mom watch that for I would say like years. Like like probably like a year and a half or something like that. Because it would also be like, very restricted, like in the sense that I think it took a while for the new episodes to arrive or something like that. So what happened at the end? Like I don't want to spoil, like maybe someone didn't watch it, but it's old anyways. But what happened at the end, Barbati? Did she come back with her mom or dad? I'm so noisy. I'm sorry. I'm so gossipy. These dramas go on forever, so I choose not to watch. Yes, I watched the episodes. They were available also on YouTube, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to watch that. Um, and also, like because it's a different culture, and that it's a bit like different for us. I noticed that the males in the Turkish in the yes in the Turkish dramas, they are very dominant and they are very like they are they have their dominance over females, over their families, and it was hard for me to watch that. Like I couldn't watch that. I got really frustrated. Like there was no way. I was like, oh, like You know, like it was so unfair. I felt really uncomfortable. Like I was like, oh my god, like. And we have it as well in Latin America. You know, we are not that advanced either. The story of Fatamagul was not about the child actually. It was about getting justice, or what was that? Oh, oh, oh! I didn't know that. I don't know why I thought that she was missing and they were. Oh, I didn't remember that. Maybe it was Elif, the other one that I'm saying then. About the girl that they were fighting to get her to her mother. Maybe it was Elif. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I remember the girl was blonde and blue eyed. The story of this drama completely deviated from the plot. Oh, oh, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I got the initial idea of what it was supposed to go for, and then, but it was like, what that I remember I used to tell at my mom, being like trying to be funny and stuff. I was like, when is that drama is going to end? Because I would always see her like sitting there at the same hour, watching that, and I would come by like every now and then, and I was like, are you still watching that drama? Like, yes, because she got lost again. She would always tell me that I don't remember much. And she was like, yes, because she got lost again, or someone took her, or I don't know, something happened. And she had to wait more episodes. So, and I was like, oh my God, this seems like you had been like watching this drama forever. Forever. Like, yes, I understood, and maybe it was released like, I don't know, once or twice a week, or maybe like, I don't know, one hour. And they used to change the times that they would like show it as well. I think once they started, when they first started promoting it, it was during the day, like at 5 p.m., and then they would change it to midnight. Not midnight, but 10 p.m. I will never, I never able to watch the series till end. I ended up watching Kanyaman started series. Oh, then the other one, there was very famous here. Hola Diana, buenos días. The one of the Tsar. Was it one that was the Tsar? That it was the same actor. Uh, yeah, those shows are so long it becomes tough to follow till the end. Mm. Hay telenovelas aquí y dramas que duran siglos. Casi que la niña protagonista va a seguir ahí hasta que cumpla 15 años. It's just that, that's why what I noticed, that they actually that they were there, like the girl looked older, like as the time progressed. I think that she started at 9. Yes, she started at 9 years old, and then she was like grown, like you could tell like it was a different child. Um, I just watched Sisyphus the Myth. Oh yes, I started watching Sisyphus the Myth because I love the actor, the male protagonist, because actually she um like yeah, like she yes, because the actor was the actor of the actor of a stranger. But I didn't like it that much. I really wanted to like it. I think I finished it, Sisyphus the Myth. Yes, I think I finished it. But it was hard for me. Like I was really excited at the beginning, and then I was like, oh. Oh, by the way, Dreamcatcher got their first win. Oh, yes, I saw it that they were crying. Poor girls. 7 years. Oh, the first win in 7 years. Come on. Yes, they deserve it very much. Yes. Dreamcatcher is also performing in Primavera Festival Spain. Oh, wow. They also going to K-pop Flex in Germany. Wow. In Frankfurt to Frankfurt. Wow. Okay, guys, I have 4 questions already. Um, do you want to add a few more? I have 4. Do you have more questions, guys? If not, I'm going to continue with the 4 that I have here. Musical? Ah, okay. Medium solo debut. Medium of G Idol? I think I... Or am I mistaken? Michon, isn't the Michon the leader of the Idol, or is she someone else? Ah, okay. Ah, okay. Yes, I... Ah, not the leader? Ah, okay. I thought she was the leader. I don't know why. Maybe I got confused. I don't know why she gave me leader vibes. Oh, Sojun is the leader. Ah, okay. Okay, let's move on to the questions, guys. Let's begin with 80s Wu Yang. Three of Wands. I think that is he under a treatment or something like that? Because they are viewing possibilities, like possibilities to actually keep him in action, like to keep him. Are we? How is his condition? Like, is this serious? Like is this a very painful? Like, because I think that they are taking action already, and they are thinking, the Three of Wands, it's a card of Wands, so there's a lot of passion and fire here, and the Wands represent when you put the ideas into action. So if they are like I think that they are taking care of it, and they plan to somehow, I don't know if making him perform, but I see a lot of action here, like probably like um you know like I don't see him like sitting down for so long. I don't know if it does affect his body posture, but I think that they are already working on give him some fast recovery or a treatment that can help him heal very fast, because I don't see him like staying like doing like getting some rest or something like that. they are already working on that. They are already putting like whatever they have to do to actually help him recover fast. This is about fast recovery. Probably they have someone that already had like I don't know what kind of how he hurt himself, or I don't know how the injury is, but it seems like they already have the solution. But I think that you can see him actually. Like I don't think that they are going to. He's a guy that he's very energetic, so I don't see him like like you trying to tie him down. Like um, I see a lot of energy, so I don't see him like being sitting still. They are already working on the solution, and that's actually very beneficial because I think that they are very fast. Like somehow I don't know how, but they were like able to spot the problem really fast, and they are already putting him on treatment or something like that. But they are looking for a fast solution. They are like whatever they're trying to do, they want him to recover fast, and probably this is his desire as well. To get a fast recovery so he can come back. Starship Museo. Oh, and you saw me shuffling. I got the same card. I got the same card. The same card. Um, Yeah, so yes, I think that the Starship Museo definitely is also someone of action. I got the same card as, and I shuffle really well, and I even like try to reach for the one that was very. Oh my god. Okay, so Starship Museo, I think that it's a man of action, and it's also a man that wants to see results and is very passionate about getting things done. So probably he's he's much more like yes, exactly. He already is like he comes already with the ideas, with the plans. It seems like he has like everything written down. He has the formula. He has everything, and he also has experience. This is something that I think that it can potentially be something very positive because he is a very energetic person. He is, I wouldn't say a visionary because it's more about, yes, expanding your horizon, but it's also about you putting the effort to do it. This is someone that he wants to get his idol's career, like to push them to the top, or to push them to action. So he will probably like come up with a lot of ideas to promote them more, to like add them to new activities, to also be a bit more competitive, and probably he comes with a lot of great ideas. But this is something that I think that it's very, I don't know if this is a young CEO, if he is a young person, because it seems like he likes to get involved in the process of creation. Probably he's someone that wants to talk to his artist, and he wants to sit down with them and listen to them and also write down. I don't know if he have already, sitting down with a few, especially the leaders of each group or the most influential ones, and he wants to have like an honest conversation with them about how they view their group, or how they expect the group to do. They are very like, he's very like, not aggressive, but he's very passionate about what he wants to achieve. So I see him like not waiting for someone to actually like come out with ideas. You know, actually I see him like, you know, like here I have mine, you know, and let's make it, you know. And he's already with a feet like outside the door. He's very action orientated. He seems like he's always in a hurry, you know. He's always in a hurry. He's very passionate. He's action orientated. He's action orientated. He wants results. He wants to get people to work. He doesn't have like, you know, I think that he's in a rush, because I think he has already like watched a few like, um he doesn't like lazy people, you know. It seems like he had spotted a few, you know, what's not so favorable in the company. So he's like, come on, let's do something about it, because we have, you know, we have a lot of artists, we have a lot of potential. So come on, let's make things happen for these people, you know. It's actually very like inspiring, actually, because he's like, he's here to put the motor, you know, to be like, come on, let's do it. So, you know, it's mm, I don't know if it's for Monster X. I don't think, I think that it's more for other groups. I don't think it's about Monster X. I don't think, I think that they are not the type of artists that you need to give them a push. Actually, I think that it's more toward the others that he's concerned about. You know, that he's like, okay, yeah, yes, we got them, but you know, like, come on, like, what are we going to do with them? You know, like, come on, let's just, so you don't get also the because he seems to notice that there was a lack of vision in the company. I don't know about the company, honestly, but he seems to find their old tactics a bit boring, you know, like, and he doesn't want their artist willpower to go to waste, you know, because sometimes when you have your artist like too like on rest, or too like, you know, them not having activities, them not being able to work, you know, he's much more let's find solutions so they can be more productive for themselves, for the company, for the groups, you know, a bit more ambitious. Yeah, there's something about, yes, he's like, this is like, this is old. You know, like, come on, let's restructure everything, because he's like, oh my god, this is so updated, you know, something about the system, you know, not the artist. I don't think it's about the artist. I think that it's about the tactics that they use to promote the artist or something like that. I wish ITs could get also someone like this, you know, someone that, because you know, if we talk about Monster X, or groups like ATs, you know, that they have this very strong, very passionate and fiery style, you know, you actually like, yes, like, um, um, yeah, actually they, it seems like they manage themselves, you know, like they are the ones promoting themselves, you know. But, and I'm not saying this that they do not have a staff, people that work with them. Of course, we always should be thankful to the staff, but it seems like the alignments, or the management, it's, they seem to be a bit like waiting for the guys to make it themselves, you know, like they are like probably taking a nap or something like that, you know. Well, he's, yeah, I know. But he's seeing the potential in there, obviously. Hagnion, the voice Hagnion. The voice Hagnion, this is very Pisces actually. You know, this card is very Pisces, very head on the clouds. Yeah, loves the money. Um, Seven of Cups for Hagnion. I think that Hagnion definitely is, you know, his head is on the clouds. It reminds me of the user of yeah, of someone that actually came here, that her user said head on the clouds. It's something like that. I think that he has, you know, he is daydreaming about something, and there's something about Pisces, you know, that now the word, and I also mentioned this the other day we were talking about manifesting, you know, that I don't like the word manifesting. I don't believe in manifesting, but it seems like there are people that have potentials to manifest things for themselves. So we should encourage that. I mean, not encourage, but we should acknowledge it, especially when the tarot tells you. And I think that somehow he is manifesting for himself a lot of opportunities. You know, it seems like he has plenty of opportunities, probably after this acting role that he had been participating. Probably he will get more, you know, or he will get different propositions. So, him as a Pisces, definitely what I would advise him is to actually being able to see the true potential in the truth, especially behind all these possibilities or invitations. You know, there's something about him probably being a bit too fantasizing a bit too much, you know, about what to expect. You know, he. The good part is that the opportunities are going to come his way, but he also should like probably ask advice from others to tell him how they view the situation, because I think that out of all these opportunities probably only one will be the true deal, you know. I think he should like choose the one that actually like delivers a better message, you know. um, yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that and you know, this is actually very cute because he is young, you know, and I think that there's something about Hagnion that I know that he's extremely intelligent, you know, because he's a moon in Sagittarius, so he is intelligent. But sometimes he tends to like daydream a bit, you know, just because he knows his potential. So when he receives opportunities, he gets all like really excited, you know, like a child. So he's like, oh, look, all the opportunities that I got. And probably like he should like be a bit more like asking someone, probably someone that is an like a North sign, you know, someone that it's like the Capricorn, the Virgo, or the Taurus people in the group, to ask them for advice. You know, like what do you see? What do you think about this that had been offered to me? You know, so he doesn't like he chooses the right for himself, because somehow he will get a bit confused, you know, with all the attention. And he will be like, oh my God, like I have so many. But he has to choose the right one. But the good thing is that he will have opportunities. It's just that he has to see which one of those are the one, hola Alison, the one that it's like better for him, you know, more suitable for him and his own development, you know, like his own uh, like he what he wants to achieve, you know, because he seems like he will get a bit confused about that. Okay, let's move on. Oh, My internet disconnected for a bit, guys. I'm back. Let's move on to Sai. Let's see about Sai. Sai. Hola, Alison. There was another Alison here. Wasn't it you? It said, was it your account? It said Alison Cruz Salas. Was it you? Maybe it was you from other account. Oh, well, I just got disconnected and came back for a second. Maybe that's why. Yes, I just came back. Actually, got disconnected. Okay, for Sai, we have the card of justice. So definitely, there's something about him getting justice. I don't know what happened. What happened with Sai? Yeah, what happened with him? Because there's something about him reclaiming justice. So I don't know, like if he had like somehow been like like not having his opportunity to be seen as much as as he wants to, because there's something about him getting what he deserves, or actually like, and I don't think it's against him because okay, okay, um I don't think that it's against him. I actually think that it's justice for himself. You know, I think that there's like some things weren't a bit fair for him when it comes to opportunities. So now he's going to get the results or the what he is expecting, you know, to do. Um, I don't know what's there about. I don't think he ever like had been mistreated, but like there was like I don't know if he felt that he was restricted somehow from the industry for a while. I don't think so, right? Psy Last Comeback was Gangnam Style and Gentleman, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, yeah, I think so, yes. But there's something about him like being like, okay, I'm back and I'm bringing the justice with me. And also, I think that the justice is also very representative of his energy. He's probably someone that he is very like, he wants to make sure that justice is being made. So probably he's also the justice figure for a lot of other artists. You know, somehow him being able to like help other artists to get their justice as well. He is like represented by the justice. So I know that he's no lawyer, he's not, but somehow there's something about that his success has to do with him getting justice for himself. So I don't know if maybe in the past he had been judged in the wrong way, or something like that. But there's something about him, like actually bringing such justice for others as well. Mm. Sai was under YG Entertainment. Oh, I didn't know that. So there's something about him, like for him, justice is important, you know, and somehow I think that things hasn't been easy for him. So this is why for him fairness is important. I think that there's something about him also telling you that he keeps his words. You know, when he tells you that he's going to do something, he does it. You know. He had a military scandal way back, but that was even before Gangnam Style. Oh. Oh. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. You know, so because this card is actually very strong, you know, it can also like because the justice is like this. Like you will get justice, but also, you know, justice is a bold way. So you will get like a judge as well. You know, you will get, you know, the people that judge you will get their karma, but you will get your own as well. But here I think that there's something about him actually wanting to get justice for so long and couldn't actually get it. Yes, there's something like I don't know why he probably he holds on too tight, to the sense of justice. But yes, he will get it. But this also is a representation. Probably if he does have like artists that work underneath him or that work with him, probably he's a very righteous and very like neutral kind of leader. Someone that wants to bring justice to the people that work with him. Like if he has like um, like some differences or stuff, he's like the one that tries to bring justice to a problem. But there's nothing about him getting justice, so I don't know. Wonho, Wono's musical. I always get confused. Wono. Wono or Wonho? How is it pronounced? Because I always get confused with him and Jongo or Jongo of 80s. The same with the two of them that their names end with Ho, Ho. I always like pronounce it like I know how to pronounce it, but whenever I'm about to pronounce it, I know I'm saying it incorrectly. So Wono, I mean the H is silent then, right? Mm. Hmm. Yeah. He may not be the most popular one when it comes to how other people view him, but with his people, he is very righteous. And when he tells you he's going to do something, he keeps his word. But like that, when he gives you, he's also very like strict, but he's very protective of his people because he knows the feeling of being let down by people that you respected, somehow, or being disappointed by people when you needed them the most, when you needed their support the most. So he doesn't want to be that person. I say with the with H, but it's a so Wonho. Then it's Wonho. Wait, jumping cards again. And we are talking. Look, I got all red because of picking one card. Yes. Okay, Wonho. He had the full card that just jump out and um. So he's starting over. It's a whole new chapter for him. It's even a challenge for him because it's stepping into something that is unknown. Maybe yes, being on a stage and singing is not unknown to him, obviously, but there's something about him, actually like stepping into the unknown here, like having like being like this experience is very different from everything that I know. So he's really excited. I think that this is his whole nature of being. He would definitely he would want to actually be like this. Be like this for a while. So yes, yeah, a great new beginning for him. And you know that this card is also represented by Mercury energy. So this reminds me a bit of his energy. Like being him being a bit even spiritual about this. Like when you let go of control and you are like, okay, this is what I got. Um, this is me. this is what I got. This is me. Like I maybe I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but I'm loving the process, and I'm like just like letting go of control. Whatever happens, happens. And I think that for him it's a great I think he wanted to feel like this for a while, like somehow being like, okay, like I will face my destiny. I have no expectations. Like I am not nervous. I am actually like really looking forward to, launch myself into the unknown. He probably is a person that he does like get bored easily. So somehow this aspect of this is something that gives him a kind of thrill. It's like, wow, it's adventurous. So do you know the concept of the musical? Because maybe oh, because yeah, he's like surrendered to the idea. But do you know the topic of the musical? Because there's something also about very new about the concept of the musical. Like this is why. I'm trying to focus on the part that it's going to be very different for him to actually play this role. And I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, but he does have experience. So I'm wondering what is it about that it's so different. It's the same musical new as Beckhan. Ah, it's called Equal. Ah. But it suddenly is going to require of him to also let go of a lot of preconceptions of his own art. It's also, yes, it's going to change him spiritually. Even it's going to be a spiritual experience for him, because the fool surrenders to the experience, to the experience of, he somehow has to, he can do this because he's a Pisces, of course he can. It's like removing what he knows or who he is, so he can integrate the character that he's playing. So somehow it's going to be very profound. It's going to actually like, it's going to be very like, the tactic that he would have to use in order to get into character are going to be very like different. I'm sorry if you can hear like kids shouting, but these are my neighbors, and they are shouting. All the morning they had been screaming and shouting. I know they're playing, but if I can hear it from here, I hope that you cannot hear it. Oh my God. Yeah, it's going to be very spiritual. At least this is how he's going to enter into the experience. He's going to be like very, he's going to feel very spiritual about it. He's going to try to use his intuitive nature to get into character, to empathize, and what better energy than a Pisces to empathize with someone that the role is of someone that is of service. It's going to be, but it's also going to touch him as a person. It's also, I know he's sensitive already, but he is going to teach him something about himself. It's going to make him emotional. Yes, it's going to, make him emotional. Because probably, the concept is not very like happy, but it does have a very important lesson. So he's going to become a bit more like Zen. Hmm. Okay, Mijon of the Idol. Mijon, let's see. Michon is not the one that used to train with Blackpink. Wasn't she the one? Because I'm trying to picture her face. Wasn't she the one that was supposed to debut with Blackpink, or she was training with Blackpink back then? I think I saw pictures of her. Oh my god. Ah, okay. Another flying card. Okay, Michon. Nine of Pentacles. Definitely a very, very positive card for her. If this is her debut as a soloist, I think that this is great. This is great for her because I think that she will be able to shine. Is this the first time she does a solo project? Because it seems like she has trained a lot to do this, actually. She has experience. It seems like she has experience working by herself, sorry. Oh, yes. Me not so excited because, because of the crumbs and being sensitive, like I don't want to bend down to pick a card, but oh well. um, it seems like she is always on top of things, like yes, I'm seeing it also like this hope, like this way. I feel like I'm on my by myself. Wait, if I change the connection. Um, I don't know if that's better, but I also saw like the yes the I was like noticing that the comments were keep coming very slow, and I was like, maybe there's no one here, and I'm talking by myself. But oh well. Mijon has sung few OST songs and also done collaborations with other things. Yes, there's something. Yes, like I don't think she's nervous at all. Actually, I think that she is very skilled. She's very skilled. She knows what she's good at. Definitely. She knows what she's good at. She has a confidence in herself. And it seems that she's very popular as well. Like people love her and they admire her because she does and I'm not saying just the fans. I think that she does have a sort of very silent kind of charisma that she walks into a room and you just cannot help but pay attention to her. There's something about paying attention to her, like I don't know if maybe um yeah, I don't know much about her, but I think she steals the show without even trying, and she knows her worth. I think that she's very mature also. She's very mature. Oh, I'm here. I'm just doing. Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Please, Samara, concentrate. Don't lose focus. Do your exam. She was also part of KDA along with Soyeon. What is KDA? She's outstanding also.
I don't know. I'm going to watch her. I'm going to watch her more because she surprises me. Her energy, like she's not like she has. She's very grounded. Um. Okay. We got CIX tour. They are having a tour, or is it CIX? It's my first time reading for CIX. I should do a general reading for them because there are some fans. I'm sure they have a lot of fans. It's just that for me is I have watched a few things about them, but not so much. But I should because I believe they are great. It's just that I don't follow them that much. CIX tour. Six of Pentacles. KTA is a virtual K-pop girl group consisting of four versions of Liko. Oh, wow. Wow. Um, do you like reading for artists you already know, or also when you get to know new groups? I like when I don't know them. I actually enjoy it better because for me it's like there's this. Ah, six. Ah, great. Thank you, Samara. Six. Yes, I'm CIX. I'm making it harder for myself. Like six. It's just six. Um, yeah, for me it's better. It's better to. It's not better. I think that it's more exciting to read. It's when you read for someone that you don't know. I think that when a fan tells me that they resonated with the reading, or that they found the reading very accurate, or that I don't know, the reading helped them to discover a few things that probably they suspected, but somehow they were never able to see actually. I get really excited about that. I get really excited because I'm like, I'm loving that, because also the ability to see or to read about them without knowing them, it has also to do with the openness of the group or with the authenticity of the group. Sometimes when I cannot see exactly what they're about, it's either because they do not have like a personality of their own, they don't have like autonomy, or there's something about them that they are still on the making, or their identity as a group is not formed yet. But when I do see them and I do read them for the first time and I notice very singular things that probably only the fans know, that's when I feel like the most rewarded. Like I'm like, oh, okay, so the cards are really showing me, or their energy is really showing me what's up here, you know? As a part, okay, oh my God. As part of KDA, we thought we were going to, yeah. As a part of KDA, Mijo and Soyeon have sung few songs along with Madison Beer and Jaira Vance. Ben Miller, oh, even Twice has sung a song for KDI. Oh, wow. Yes. Um, I think that yes, Natasha said it's their first world tour. I think it will do great. It will do good. It will do well. They will probably like get the results that they are hoping. It will be a fair result. Like I always tell people, this card it's a six, so it's not a bad card, and it's not like an excellent card. It's a card that it's in the middle. So probably they will receive what they put out, like they will receive, the results of what they had gave. It will be like very equally distributed, and they will probably like achieve the expectations that they have when it comes to money, when it comes to finances, they will have a good, like a good result. They will have a good result. But I don't. I think that it will be like good. You know, it could do. They could do better, but they will do good. You know. She can pronounce it either way. To be honest, people will still know it's like, yeah. Like I say, I always like watch my thumbnail of the reading, and you will know who I'm talking about. But oh well, I always try to learn. That's why I ask you guys, because you know we have like information on the internet. It's just that sometimes when I get excited to start the reading and start recording, I'm like, oh, how was this pronounced? You know, and I want to do it right, because you know it's it's part of doing some research. But sometimes when I read for people that I don't know, I don't want to do research, because then you know the internet. You enter to Google about the name, and you end up knowing, you know, or finding like all this data and information that you know. Um, but I think that they will do great. They will see the results, that this is very like this is very like interesting, you know, because I think that it's important for them to see the results. You know, there's something about them also expecting, you know, here we have the balance as well. You know, so there's also this sense of them actually finally receiving what they had like invested so hard into. You know, there's something about them receiving what they invested. So you know, this is important for them. But I think that probably they wanted to achieve more, or they will have, you know, they will want like higher numbers, you know. But I think that definitely they will not be ignored. You know, probably there's a sense of like, oh, we did a great job, you know, because we got the result, you know. But I think that there's something here, the people that manages them, they need to like promote them a bit more, you know, and do something more to get them out. I don't know about them. I don't know when they debuted. I don't know much about them, about CIX. But I think that somehow this is the manager's fault as well. I don't know what company they're from, so but there's something about like they could do better if you can assist them better, you know. There's something about I believe that it's not just about the guys, and I believe that they do have fans, you know, and this is the fans are giving them what they deserve. But I think that they could like earn more. It's just that their activities are a bit limited, you know, or are a bit like are too average for them. So I don't know if they put them in promotions or activities that are like too for rookies, because these guys are not rookies, are they? When did they debut? I don't think they are rookies. They don't feel like rookies. But somehow the results that they're getting are average. You know, they should get more, you know, and they're definitely very thankful for what they get. But what I'm saying is that they could get more, you know. It frustrates me a bit. I don't know them, but it's a bit frustrating. Oh, yeah. Stan Twitter is a hard place, exactly. You cannot make like a typo, you know. No, don't ever like do a typo. Okay, and there was someone that was asking me about Astro. I think I pulled a card for Astro before they debuted. In 2019. Yeah, but probably yeah, the pandemic also affected them. Yeah, there's And their idols are also very experienced. I don't think that their idols are, I don't remember much, but I don't think that all the members are Nugus. I think that some of them do have a lot of experience. It's no, it's not enough. And I think that if you say sorry, it makes them worse. You know, they become like, it's so exhausting, guys. Twitter, just don't, you know, don't reply, don't engage. Just watch from afar, you know, watch from afar. And if you see that it becomes too like toxic, just block it. Delete the comment, block it. Don't let it appear on your timeline because it does affect you. It does affect you. Oh, they were in produce group. Ah, some of them. Hmm. Yeah, you did say they were cancer. Okay, one card for Astro because I noticed someone was asking. Astro, Astro. Guess what card came up? No. Guess what card came up? No. Do you know it, the spirit? See, Miss Shubia. You saw me shuffling. You saw me shuffling. There's something about this card today. Like, what's going on? What's going on with this card? Like, come on, I'm going to show it here. Like, here, here. Yes, it's making itself the main character. Exactly. Exactly. Someone take a picture of this. If you can, like, take a capture of this moment, please. And you can, like, you can share it with me, please, on Discord. I'm going to put it as my new profile picture. Please take a capture. I don't know how to take a capture on here. I don't know if I can do it actually. No, I cannot do it. Oh, I actually. No. Okay. Let's talk about this card again. Astro. Well, Astro, I believe that are Astro like on a tour? Like, are they going to, because I know someone said Astro tour. I don't know if it's confirmed that the tour is going to happen or it's just like an idea, a vision, a wish. But oh my god, no. Oh my god, what? Okay. Um there's something that Astro, yeah, Astro is definitely also on the move. You probably are going to see them release a lot of activities this year, you know, uh, por Latam. Um, Look, this card, it also represents expanding your horizons. So they could add more countries because they're already envisioning it, you know? I think that they could add more countries. And possibly Latin America could be one or two countries of Latin America could be because I see them like being very passionate about it. Hmm. Yeah, they will definitely be on the move. They will have a busy year. They will have a very action orientated year. Yeah, definitely. You will definitely like see them. Probably. I think that they are also being visionaries. They're also thinking about, you know, like what more countries can we add? You know, there's something here about looking at how many can we, you know, and Latam countries make the best crowds, in my opinion, so energetic. Yes, but you know, except I don't know if maybe you know something like this happens in Argentina, and this is the reality. You know, we had actually very famous groups here, not K-pop groups, I don't think, but actually like other international artists, they had come to Argentina. But you know, I believe I heard in an interview someone talking about this, and someone saying that actually our country, because of our money that is constantly devaluating, you know, um, at least our coin is like it's like it seems like for us to be able to pay them to come here and to be considered between the Latin American countries that could make it, our country is like in the lowest, you know, and I think that actually the possibly the groups or the artists that do come here, they come here because they've been here before and they love the people, they love the public's reaction, they love the energy, so they come here, you know, as I think as a gift, you know, being like, okay guys, yes, we love you, the last time we were here was amazing. Maybe they come here for the food, or they come here because, you know, it's popular, like, but it's when it comes to money, I think that we don't pay them enough, or we don't have the monetary resources as maybe other countries are more willing to offer them, you know, to, you know, like I will pay you or I will give you this so you can give me this, you know. I think that we are a bit broke in that sense. So that's why when we have like artists here in Argentina, we are really grateful because we think that it's more about the artists insisting on coming here themselves more than actually them getting something out of this. And probably I know a lot of K-pop fans of different groups had been pushing and pushing and pushing to, you know, somehow put our country as an option, and it's not. Somehow it doesn't happen, you know. Latin countries, yeah, what I know, some go to maybe Brazil or Chile. Yes, and from Chile we are like, you know, like a bend, like a fence away. You know, we are not, we are really close to Chile, but they don't come here, and it's unfortunate because yes, we are. I think that a lot of the most iconic concerts and stages and moments in concerts happened here in Argentina. And I'm not saying that as an Argentinian, but I can definitely tell you that the passion that our country has when they are on a concert. You know, the other day I was like watching. You know, the K-pop community here in our in capital in here in Buenos Aires, they like rent this old building that has like a giant screen where they reproduce the comebacks or the new videos of some groups, and you have to see the amount of the crowd joining and chanting and just like as if they were in a like in a stadium, as if they were in front of their idols, and it's just a screen. It's just it's just a theater screen showing their MV. You know the artists, the groups, new MV, and they are so excited and they jump and they shout, they sing along as if they were in a concert themselves. Even ATs, I believe ATs reacted to one of those moments. They I don't know how, but they found it online, and they were so shocked. They were like, "Oh my God, these people are so excited for a video of us on a screen." And yes, it's like yes, we have those things, you know. México también tiene muchos eventos de ellos, ya estaban anunciados para 2020. I think this car came up to motivate all us to move and push, like our Aldos are doing. Yeah, probably. Probably. Yeah. Yeah. I think that it's like think outside the box, you know, and I think that this is something very positive for Astro, you know, because I think that Astro definitely need this energy. You know, they definitely are. I sense that they are coming to this realization of looking ahead and looking at the opportunities, because somehow they are also collaborating with the company about like, okay, what can we do to, and it's not about money, you know, because the ones is about passion, you know, it's about showing your potential, it's about celebration, it's about you going towards the four of wands, that is the card of celebration. It's just that when you are in the stadium of a free wait, I'm going to show you, you are still, oh yes, Shakira, yes, we know her also, yes. Actually, I used to love more her Spanish songs than the English ones, but she's great, and she used to write her songs herself. She's very intelligent female. See, this is the free. This is the free of wands, and this is the four. See how the scenario changes. You know, they are working really hard. They are working really hard in this to achieve this. The stability of the four of wands. But it's not just a stability, it's the celebration. You know, it's the celebration. Building the, yes, exactly, building the four. I know that here it looks like a six because it's on reverse, like the camera, but it's like, it's the Roman numbers of, you know, the stick is first here. But you know, and there are people celebrating, so they are working really hard. They are working really hard with their bodies, with their motivation to get to here, to celebrate. And I think that it's very interesting that a lot of them, probably it has to do also with the flexibilization of the restrictions because of the pandemic. You know, probably this is why we are getting so much this card. You know, it's like, okay, like now we can see that we can move forward, that we can be more ambitious, that we can dream bigger, that we can achieve more, you know, and add one more wand to our creation, because somehow we have the possibility. We know that the roads are being opened. literally, you know. So somehow we know that we have more possibilities than we had yesterday. Yesterday it was just an idea to take action, you know, it was planning, it was preparing the idea, the field to get to action. And now we are moving, we are moving, we are on our way, we are coming to you. So it's great for a lot of idols, the idols that got this. Trying to think, the comments are coming in before your image. Huh? Twitter is kinda safe when you are in hermit mode. Make your account like the Caesar was during World War. Late comment. Ah, okay. Ah, okay. So yes, guys, it's very interesting. Actually, very interesting. It's very interesting. Oh, it's very interesting. I think that it's a good sign, you know, that, and possibly, you know, the companies also know this. This is why we are having so many comebacks, you know, and in a short period of time. I think that they know that they have to, you know, like turn on the engines, you know, they know they have to, you know, be a bit more passionate, you know, be more assertive, like not so hesitant. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. I'm going to go. I had been here. Yes, we should celebrate that. And most of Virgin is going to be enlisting this year, so that may be why. Yeah, there's a sense of now or never. You know, there's a sense of now or never. Like, let's do it now. Let's do it now. You know, they want to, you know, give the fans a better experience, so they do not forgive them, forget about, not forgive them, forget about them. Yeah, of course that you won't forget about them, but there's this sense of like, okay, if we are gone, we want like the fans to have a good experience. So yes, guys, thank you so much for being here. Yes, we have been here for a while, so I appreciate you. And yes, I will continue tomorrow with the readings. And you know, if I don't post during the day or in 2 days, it's because my hours at my work are a bit chaotic, and I also work on like I work on the weekends. So you know, I try to make time to deliver the readings every day. But if you know, if I don't, it's because I'm busy. So thank you so much, guys, for being here. Have a great weekend or Sunday.